Hey, this is Chris, and I am Chucking Dice. Appreciate you watching my videos. Today, I'm going to show you a strategy that I have been liking, and I call it borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, or robbing Peter to pay Paul, some people say. Anyway, the concept is that I am going to borrow from the sister number to make the number that I rolled pump up a little bit and give me an extra chance to win. So it's kind of like an across strategy, but really, I'm looking to only cover across to establish which numbers I'm rolling, and then from there I will press up looking for a second hit, and then I like to spread back out at some point, but I'll show you how that works as we go along. So I'm going to play with a $300 buy-in, which is what I typically start with. So I'm going to put actually right now I'm doing a little bit extra above and beyond. I've been playing on a $10 table, but today I'm going to go $15 on the pass line, and I'm going to put 15 on the all tall small, and that's 555. I think you can see that up top, although it's a little hard to see the can't see the far edge of the I think the 2 and 3 are off the edge of the table, but that's okay. So $15 pass line. I'm going to do a $5 horn high ace deuce, which you also can't see. Well, you can see it in the smaller picture, I guess. Horn high ace deuce, and we'll go from there. I am setting the dice. This is I'm just using the set that I normally use. I'm making a book for right now, but it's okay. My set is not your set, so you'll be able to determine what set you want to use, but I will set the dice, so that's what I'm looking for. Anyway, I'll show you how this works as we go. And that is an 8. Let's see here. Make that an 8. Mark the all tall small. And it's a 2-6. All right, so we lose the horn high ace deuce. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to start with an across bet, except the 8 is now established as the point, so I'm not actually going to bet the 6 because I rolled an 8. What I'm going to do is take that original bet, and you could do 96 across or whatever, 160 across, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to play a minimal. Whoops, that's my pass line. Let's see, I'm going to get some change because I need to cap the. No, I don't need to cap the 8. That's all right. I'll take the whites. I don't need to cap the 8, and I'm not playing the 6. So I'm going to take the 12 that I would normally have on the 8 plus the 12 that I would normally have on the 6. That's $25. Well, it's 24. If normally it would be like this. So there'd be 24 at risk. What I'm going to do instead of that 24 at risk, I'm just taking it all to the 8, and I'm going to add $1 and make it look like 25. I'm going to put this off to the side here. My rail is not far enough away that I can get my chips here and put you know what, maybe I can do it like this. All right, there we go. 15 on the pass line and a quarter in odds. And now I've got the 8 as my pressed up. So I borrowed from Peter the 6 to pay Paul the 8 with a bigger bet. Now this is my strategy. I'm set up and ready to go. And we'll see what comes next. But I'm looking to eliminate 3 of those box numbers and press up the other 3, including the point. And that's going to be a 5, 2, 7. Ouch. 7 out. All right. So, I don't know if you can see that. Did I keep that on the play? I'll make sure nobody thinks I'm doing any funny business. It's a 5, 2. Not that there's ever funny business on the 7 out when you're playing light side, but that is what it is, and we're now toast. So here we go. Too much talking and not enough concentrating probably did me in, but let's try again. Okay, I need some change. One of the problems with playing with a little bit bigger pass line is that you go through your bankroll a little faster, especially on the all tall small. $15 pass line. There's 15 for the ATS. Oops. And 1 red chip on the horn high ace deuce. That's horn high aces. I put that in the wrong spot earlier. Horn high ace deuce. All right, so Let's reload and try this thing again. Okay. First go round, not productive. And there's a 6. All right, so we're going to have a point of 6. And that'll be the opposite of what happened last time. So let's get this set up. That's a 4-2. Oops. All right, so I need some change. I'm going to get some red chips for the greens. Oops. There's 50. All right. $10 each on the outsides. 6 is the point, so I'm going to borrow from the 8 to make the 6 look like a quarter in odds on the pass lines. We'll put that there. And we'll give this another whirl. And that's a 4. All right. Mark the 4. 3-1, easy 4. And that 4 is going to pay 18. It's going to be 3 red chips, 3 white chips. All right, so now I hit the 4, so I'm going to borrow from Peter, the 10, to pay Paul, the 4, and make the 4 look a little bit bigger. So I'm going to pull this $10 from the 10 down. I've got these red chips and this white chips here, which will end up going to buy and pay the VIG. So I'm going to take the 10 from the 4, the 25 now that I borrowed from the 10 plus my winnings, and I'm going to end up with $35. So let's just make this proper. That's going to be a $35 buy on the 4, and that's going to take $1 in VIG. All right, so there's the VIG, and we've got that bought. Now the 5 and 9 are all that's left to determine. And again, my theory here is that if you do it this way, you end up getting a bigger bet on the numbers that you're rolling anyway. Of course, this works better if you're actually repeating numbers. And there's a yo 11. That's not going to help or hurt. 6-5 yo. All right, so really what we want to do is we want to repeat. At this point, the 4 is a number we want to hit. Of course, the 6 is a number we want to hit, and the 5 or the 9 will determine which one is next. And that's going to be a midnight. All right, we just knocked out 2 of the tall numbers we needed to hit. The 11 and 12 are now off the board. No worries there. 6 and a 6, all the dots we got, as they say. All right. And that's a 6. All right, so that is going to be our point. That's a 5-1, 6. All right, so 6 is made. We've got 15 on the front, and that's going to pay 15. And the back 25 is going to pay 30. All right, so we got 30 here. Now, what we do because we hit it, because I rolled it, now I'm going to take this. So I've got $50, $60, $70 now in winnings on the 6 now that I pressed it up. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take 35 of that plus $1, 36. All right. Now I'm going to rack 35 and go ahead and put that back in my rack. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to ask the dealers to make it look like 18 each on the 6 and 8. So we're going to go this way. 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to need some white chips to cap that. And we're going to cap that 6 and 8. And now I've got the 6 and 8 back to base. This, well, not even a base because I went back to 18 each, but the 6 and 8 are now 18 each. I borrowed from Peter to pay Paul. In this case, I borrowed from the 8 to get the 6 pressed up higher so that if I repeated it, I'd have nice winnings and I could get the 6 and 8 back in service. And now both of them are working. And now I'm okay with either scenario. All right, I do need to play a crap check. So I'm gonna put $3 on any craps instead of going with a horn high ace deuce. I'm just gonna go with a $3 crap check. All right, so the 6 came through for me, and now I'm back on a come out, but I've already made it work for the 6 and 8. 6 and 8 are back, done, set up and ready to go. And that's an 8. All right, so I'll mark the 8 on the all tall small. And point is going to be 8. All right, so now we got a point of 8. I'm just going to go ahead and put this 8 back in odds. What I like to do, if I've got an $18 8, I'm just going to make it look like 20 instead of making it look like 18 or dropping it back lower to 15. I lose the crap check. I like to go ahead and do that. Okay. Now we still need to hit that 4, and the 5 and 9 are not hitting, so they're just sitting there waiting. And there's an 8. All right. That's going to be the point. 6, 2, 8. All right. Puck is off. Pass line is going to get paid 15. And 20 on the odds is going to pay 24. So I'll pay 25 for 1. We'll go that route. All right. So that is now 25, 50, and $60 that I've won on that pass line. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the 8 up to 30, and I'm going to take the 6 up to 30. There's a quarter. Get some the green chip. We're going to go to 30, and we're going to rack the rest of this. We'll just call that good. I am coming out, so I'm going to put a $3 crap check back up here, and we're ready to go. Sometimes people ask what dice set I'm using and whatnot, and the correct answer is I can tell you what dice set I'm using, but what I'm using it's not universal. Your toss is going to be different than my toss, so learn your own toss with your own sets and start with something simple and see what's working for you. It's never the same. That's a 5, 4, 9. All right, so we got our first 9. That's going to be interesting. That's the first time that's happened. So 5, 4, 9 is the point. And let's do this. So we're going to borrow from the 5 to make the 9 odds look bigger. And that's going to be $20 in odds instead of $10 in odds. All right, and now we've borrowed from the 5 to make the 9 bigger, and we're ready. Again, at this point, we want to hit the 4. The 6 and 8 are cool. Those are pressed up, or the 9. We're still waiting to spread out again and repay the numbers we took a loan on, right? We want to borrow, pay them back, and then let them start paying us. That's how it works. Borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, or robbing Peter to pay Paul, if you prefer that analogy. 6. All right, 6 easy. That's a 5 and a 1. And let's see, I already got that marked. So the 6 with 30 on it is going to pay 35. Green chip and 2 red chips, and I'm just going to take those. And I'm still in the negative from that that first roll, 0.7 out. But it's okay. All right, here we go. Ooh, that's a spinner, but we got a hard 6. All right, hard 6, a 3 and a 3. That's going to pay 35. And once again, I'm just going to collect. I'm trying to get back a little bit of what I lost, so no worries there. I'm going to just reset, take the profit, and at least I know the 6 and 8 are well paid for, but my pressed up bets need to hit still. So we're still looking for a 4 or a 9. And there's a Yo 11. I already got that marked on the all tall small. That's a 5 and a 6. Yo 11. Midmo Yo. Chiro, how's it going? All right. And there's a 6. That is a 4 and a 2 lumber. All right, we already marked the 6. 6 is going to win 30. And now what I'm going to do, all right, I'm hitting the inside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 6 and the 8 to 42. So I need to add 12 to the 6. And I need to add 12 to the 8. So I just pressed these up 24, and I won 35. So I pressed them, but I didn't even use all the winnings to press. So that was just a partial press there. But now I've got the 6 and 8 to 42, which is a nice soft landing spot that pays 50 for 1 if it continues to roll. And there's another 6. All right, so maybe I need to worry less about the 8 and hammer that 6. That's all right. That's a 5-1. That's going to pay 50 for 1. Pays 49. There's 50 for 1. And I'm just going to collect that 50. First stop is going to be a collect. All right. Still looking for a 4 or a 9. And that's all right. That's all right. Sometimes it takes a while. There's an 8. All right. So that's a 5-3. Easy 8. And that 8 has 49 or has 42 on it. That's going to win 49 for 1. I'm going to get some change because I don't have enough to pay the 1. There's $1. And whoops, that goes to them too. And I get to collect the 50. I've collected twice on the 6 and 8 now at 49. So those are both paid for once again. And we continue to press those up while waiting for the 4 and the 9 to decide to roll. And there's another hard 6. All right. Hard 6. So now we've got 50 for 1 coming up again. 50 for 1. Now my move, these are paid for. My move is to take these both up to 60. All right, so I'm going to go on up to 60, and I'm going to rack 14 bucks. All right. $8. All right. All right, that's a 5-3 easy 8 with 60 on it. 60 is going to pay 70. Now here's where things start getting a little iffy. What do I want to do here? I've already paid for these bets. These 6 and 8 are paid. My rack is filled up a little bit. I think I'm actually back to even on my day. I haven't counted, but let's just see where we're at. 100, 275. Yeah, I'm over. I'm in the profit for the day at this point. It's a good roll. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take both of these to 90, and I'm still going to rack 10 bucks. All right, so 10 bucks back to my rack, and now I've got a $90 6 and 8. And there's another 6, 5-1 or 156. Easy 6 with 90 on it is going to pay one. Oh, there we go. We got a roller. 105. All right, so 105, and I'm just going to rack that 105. We'll call that a nice black chip. I don't get too many of those that often, but we did today. So we'll rack the black chip and enjoy the fruits of our labor. That was a high. That's a 4. All right. That one pitched way high in the air. All right, 3-1, easy 4. All right, so now the 4 finally did its trick. So we have 35 on that. That's going to win 70. All right, so let's do this. I just realized I may not be dropping these over far enough. So I need to be over here in the come. So there's the 70 that we just won. I'm going to take the 35 that we already had on the 4. And now I'm going to go ahead and put the 4 and 10 back. So what I'm going to do is there's some red chips here, some red chips here. I'm going to take both of these. I'm going to put 15 on the 4 and 15 on the 10. You might remember that I started the 6 and 8 out with 18 each. And that gives me $75 in profit that I'm going to put right in my rack. All right. So now the 4 has been replenished. I borrowed from the 10. Now I repaid the 10, and the 4 and 10 are both out there in action, just like I did with the 6 and 8 originally. The 5 is empty still because I borrowed from it to make the 9 look bigger on the pass line. And the 9 is still waiting to roll. Okay. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Okay, and all right. Oh, I had to send a text message to my wife. All right. So the 9 is still waiting. And there's a there's a 9, like clockwork. All right, that's a 6-3, and that is the point, and that is our last borrowing. So what we're going to do, that 9 is going to get paid 15 on the pass line, and I've got 20 in odds, so that 20 in odds is going to pay 30. All right. So here's what I have on the 9 that I just made profit on, besides my pass line. And I'm going to put the 9 at 15, and I'm going to put 15 on the 5, even though I actually haven't rolled it this session, but that's the way the strategy goes. And I'm going to rack 35. So I'm putting 35 back in my rack, and I'm going to come out. So $3 on the crap check, and we should be good to go. All right, so we're coming out. And there is a hard 6. All right, so we're going to be back on the 6. 6 is our point. And what am I going to do now? So let's do this. We got a $15 pass line. So we can go ahead and take this to 75 in odds, and we'll just rack the 15 back. We'll do it that way. All right. And we're now ready to go. All right, I apologize for that slight hiccup there. I had communication with the family, and that sometimes, well, it's always a priority, but sometimes it makes me have to stop doing what I'm doing. All right, here we go. 6 is the point. And there's a yo. Another yo 11. 5, 6, yo. And there's a 9. All right, so got a 9. By the way, that's a 6, 3, 9 or 3, 6. Just need the 10 for the tall and the 2, 3, and 5 for the small. That 9 has got 15 on it. It's going to pay 21. And that is the second time it's hit because it was the point. I'm going to go ahead and press the 9 up to a quarter. I'll leave the 5 alone for now. I'm just going to go ahead and rack that. And since I've hit the 9 a few times, but I still haven't even hit the 5 once. All right. Oof, there's a 4, easy 4. All right. That's good. That's a 1, 3. I've still have that buy button out here, but that's not a buy now at 15. So that 15 is going to pay 27. And I think you can see that. Yeah, you can see the 4 up there, but you can't see this area right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, buy it for a quarter, and yeah, you know what I'm thinking? Yeah, let's just go ahead and buy it for a quarter. So there's a dollar VIG, and we'll go back to buying it for just a quarter that time. All right. And there's a 7. All right, so 7 out, line away, and that's okay. That was a good hand. That's a 4-3, and all this comes down, and let's see. We had 5 quarters out there. That's a good amount, but we had racked quite a bit at that point already. Also, 8 quarters out there because I forgot about the pass line and odds. And that's okay. So here's where we're at. We'll just call it a day. It's a good session. We had a good hand, and it's time to color up and get out of here. There's black chip. Oops. 200. 300. It's the original bankroll. 400. And there's, well, let's do this. Here's red chips worth 100. So I'm going to go ahead and put another 100 out there. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is here, and that's one more green chip instead. So there's 5 reds. All right, let's try this one more time. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, and $1.601. So we did a double up today. That's $301 in profit. We'll tip the dealers and we'll head home happy. And we'll call it a good session after just 2 rolls. That first one was a 0.7 out, obviously terrible, but I was able to recover. Anyway, I like this strategy, borrowing or robbing Peter to pay Paul. All you do, it's simple. Start with whatever across strategy you want. Put the one that hits take the sister and borrow from it to make the one that hit roll or pay more when you roll it a second time, and then use those winnings to place both of them again. Simple strategy, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I've been enjoying practicing this and thought I'd share it with you. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time.